Work.
Let's see. Edit. Going live.
All right, ready when y'all are.
Yeah, trying to set this live up.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if that works. I create a new one. Let's see.
Get that.
Okay.
Don't do this like that.
Okay, I think I had to add the Facebook back on there. Okay. Save changes.
Somebody popped in from Twitch last time.
There be random people on Twitch coming in. All right, I think. All right, we good. All right, I'll get this.
You're listening to the Mind. You're listening to the Mind Triggers podcast with 9 Nails, Juicy, Henny Luke, and Jay always in the background. And remember, the whole team gotta win.
Paper planes, Mary Jane, take a puff. We on our way. She the finest, blind sidekick. We on the trip, and she my co-pilot. Paper planes.
What up? It's your girl, 9 Nails. I'm Juicy.
And it's Jay, always in the background.
And Henny Luke.
Now today we got royalty with us today. I don't know if y'all know it or not, but we got a black gamer, a black traveler, black foodie, and a sixth level. I don't know how to pronounce it. Go ahead, Luke. Take over.
Yeah, 6 Raikage. The 6 Raikage in Smash Bros. Yeah.
The sixth.
Yeah. I watched
We have Phil, the Blerd Explorer.
Yes, sir. That's right.
How you doing, sir? Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on the show, you guys. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it. Now, just let us know where did you grow up at? Because I mean, we know you're in Korea now. So, where you're originally from?
Oh man, I'm from everywhere. I guess it's in my last home. I consider my home in South Carolina. So let's put it that way.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Military?
Something like that. It's complicated.
So, what made you move to Korea?
Real talk. A brother needed a job. That's why I came here. Honestly.
Really?
Now let me give you a picture. Okay, it's fall 2015. You're in your last semester of university. You're sitting out resumes, going to job fairs. Can't find a job anywhere in your state or in North Carolina. And then one day I saw an ad about the idea of teaching English in South Korea. I'm like, oh snap! I can go travel abroad, live in another country, because I always wanted to travel as a kid, but I didn't know how to do it back in the day. And growing up like through the 90s, 2000s, early 2010s, I never seen or heard of a black person, especially African American person, who traveled abroad that wasn't in the military.
True.
Mm-hmm.
True. Damn. Was it one of those late night info commercials?
Nah, I ain't one of them. Thankfully, no. Ain't one of those. What's that college?
What's that college?
I can't remember his brother's name. I forgot his name. He was always on there.
ICDC.
Yes.
Sitting at home watching.
The ICDC commercial.
Yes, there we go.
It said, "Hey, what you doing? I ain't doing
that." You're sitting on your couch just watching life pass you by.
Yes, there we go.
Exactly.
It was one of those.
Now, how long did it actually take you to just say, "Yeah, I'm gonna make that move"?
Well, it took about. I spent the next few weeks, spent about like a month, really learning, understanding what's it like to be doing what I do now, which I teach ESL. So it wasn't something that especially when it comes to moving to another country, it's not something you should do out of whim. Like, you really look at both the pros and the cons of moving to another country, learning, the visa laws and whatnot before you actually make that move, moving to another city or another state, right? Like when it comes to other countries, you gotta look at everything. You shouldn't be sugarcoating nothing.
What your family thought about it when you first like mentioned it to them?
To the folks, everybody, they thought I was crazy. Parents, they're trying to tell me if I wanted to travel, why don't I just join the military? I have folks tell me, oh, what about North Korea? What if North Korea invades? Man, North Korea, they ain't gonna do shit.
Really? Oh, man, I'll be scared. I'll be scared as hell too. Shit.
Nah, listen, man, listen. I look at this. Listen, we're black people from America. Like we already survived scary shit right there from the police. So
That's a good way to think about it, though.
yeah. But no, real talk though. I also believe they're not gonna really invade. It's more like they're basically like North Korean dictators. They're more obsessed about keeping power, and that's why they ain't gonna try. They're the type of dudes who talk shit, but they can't back it up. Unless they play
That's
dirty.
life.
Yeah.
How long you been there?
Been here going on 5 years and counting.
Oh, okay.
That's
What's the biggest like culture shock for you while you there?
Getting used to the fact that I'm literally the only black person in the spot. Going from a place where, like the U.S., right, in the West, like other Western countries, you're going from a place where, oh, you got like a little taste of everybody. You got black folk, you got Chinese, Koreans, Africans,
Yeah.
Jamaicans. Now you're just going straight to like 90% everybody's Korean.
Wow.
And maybe 5% white in other aspects.
Do you get like strange looks when you first got there?
Oh, definitely. Like I'm a 6'7", 2 meter dark skinned black man, so I get looks everywhere I go.
Yeah, oh yeah, you stick out like a thumb.
So
Yeah,
what was the
exactly. I
first,
can't hide.
what was the first 6 months like?
Oof, brutal.
Must have been rough.
It was like my first job. I used to work at what's called a hog one, or like after school English academies, type of academies that parents pay the kids to go get like after school tutoring in English or other subjects. Mine was English.
Okay.
The first job I worked about 2 months, and it ended up shutting down. And the worst part is nobody got paid. So all of the staff members, we all got cheated. We all got cheated out of our salary.
Like
That's
what?
crazy.
Yeah, like what do you do in that situation?
Yeah,
Like,
they-
back at Blerd.
normally, I remember one of the native. I guess you reported to the employment office. I guess you could say their version of the labor office.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas I think it was the secretary at the place I worked at. She got us a Korean lawyer, so that made it a lot easier to get the process versus as a foreigner who goes the same process. It's usually easy if you get a lawyer, especially if you get a good Korean lawyer who knows the ins and out. We got compensated eventually though.
Okay. I just think like it would have took forever. Like they would have just like, nah, we ain't paying y'all nothing.
Since usually we had the lawyer, she got the lawyer. We got got this whole thing process started a lot sooner.
That's so damn frustrating.
It is.
to leave here and then go down there and get jerked like that.
Yeah, it
You
does.
went down there for a job.
Exactly.
Yep.
Any other
Now-
countries you explored?
Right now, I explored Philippines, Malaysia, Taiwan, and Portugal.
Okay.
How many different languages do you speak?
None
I was
right
going to
now,
ask
man.
that.
Yeah. Now I'm actually trying to learn Korean myself. Now learning how to read Korean is actually pretty easy. So I can pretty much recognize the alphabet. Just learning how to speak it and how to talk in Korean. That's that's a whole level. Like that's very hard to.
I thought you already knew it once you got down. Once you got down there for some reason.
Nah, honestly, man, I didn't bother with it. I was dealing with so much negative stuff, so I didn't bother trying to learn it. But now I'm in a good spot where I'm like, okay, I'm good. Now let's start trying to learn.
So you said YOLO. It just went down. It just went down there.
Yeah.
Damn, how long was that plane ride down there?
About 13, 14 hours. I flew from South Carolina to Atlanta to Seattle and all the way to South Carolina. South Korea, excuse me.
Damn, that's a trip right there.
Yeah.
And like, did you like? So everything you got like belonging wise, you just got down when you came down there.
Belonging wise, I pretty much packed everything I had because I moved to my parents' house. I was living like post college. I was living at my parents' place for a few months until I came to Korea. So pretty much I packed everything I could bring and brought it with me to Korea.
Damn. Would y'all make a move like that?
Yes.
Like a different country wise, not state, different country wise.
Mm-hmm.
Luke.
It gotta be an island. It won't be more so Korean. It will be an island.
Yeah, I think I gotta do islands. Where would you go?
True.
Where?
Yeah, what will be what would be your ultimate place? You're like, nah, I'm gonna move there.
Jamaica.
I can see that. Okay, yeah, you do like Jamaica a lot. What about you, now?
Either Turks and Caicos or St. Lucia.
It's a good one.
Because St. Thomas is USB, so I would do another country. Or somewhere like it's not off. Wait. Like Bora Bora, somewhere far from here.
Yes, I never been to Bora Bora yet. Luke, anywhere you got?
Brazil.
You said where?
Brazil.
Oh, Brazil.
I need to go to Brazil. That's been on my list for a while.
Yeah, but I wonder why, Luke. now, Phil. Now, all the places that you visit, which one is the best one that you so far?
So far, I'm going to say Taiwan, and close by is Portugal.
Shit, the only thing I know about Taiwan is from the Hangover movie.
No, that's Thailand. That's Thailand.
Oh, Thailand. Oh, damn. All right, count me out. Count me out then. Now,
I feel Taiwan is very underrated in terms of travel, man. Like, it's definitely a country you want to check out for sure. It's underrated. Food's amazing. People are friendly.
Now we got we have a pick one segment. Luke.
Sure.
All right. Pick the best Pokemon character.
See that.
Misty or Jessie?
Jesse.
Oh, Rick.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta think about it.
Jesse, man.
Now, why? All the Pokemon watchers out there.
I'm pretty sure Jesse's at least legal age. I hope. That's why.
Okay.
But real talk though, I just appreciate and admire her that, you know, she struggled. Like, as you know, for those who don't know, Jessie, she actually came from poverty. Like, she was struggling too. She ate snow and stuff. That's how poor she was.
Damn, ate snow?
Yeah.
Shit, that's a long way from oodles and noodles.
Yeah, she was that poor, dude.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah.
What's the poorest meal you ever ate?
You gotta be woos and noodles. No, I'm lying. I'm project. Butter and cinnamon on the bread.
Oh, okay. Juice?
Beans and hot dogs.
Oh,
beans and hot dogs?
That's an entree. That ain't
beans and hot. Okay. Luke, what you, Luke?
syrup sandwiches. Just bread and syrup.
It's a classic one. Phil, any other thing? I know it's not snow. So anything? Cause you from the South, so I be eating some off the wall stuff sometimes.
Like dirt.
Dirt.
Their pancakes are delicious, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, see?
Yes.
Wow.
When I moved down there for a year of my life. When the girl, it's the red clay, right?
What year was that?
Serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
You didn't see I seen the documentary.
Oh no, I thought I was playing.
No, they eat dirt.
What?
Certain kind of dirt, like the red clay dirt, they eat it.
What year was this now?
Like you chip it off and like chew it.
Nah, man. Yeah, that's I got some stomach problems. It has to be.
No, it's a culture thing. They really eat dirt.
Oh. Damn.
Whose culture is that? I'm trying to figure who's doing that.
No, I wouldn't even say culture. It's like, matter of fact, it is from a culture because actually that comes from way back, passed down, like from ancestors. Culture as in eating dirt. So when we brought over here, we have our same, culture inherited. So what we do, and when I went down, I would say, I forgot the town, but we used to call it down yonder. It has mostly like red rows of dirt and whatever, and the softest spot, I guess they used to call it the sweetest spots, and used to make clay pies. So I'm thinking we making the clay pies, but as soon as they get midway dry, they'll start chipping away at and eating it.
Oh.
And my father's like, you ain't like these motherfuckers. You better not eat that shit.
I don't blame them.
I was down for the cause, but then I was really looking at them like they really enjoy eating dirt.
Forget that. Now, Phil, tell us about the book, the Black Traveler's Guide to, was it Dakwa, South Korea? How you pronounce it?
Which one?
The Black Traveler's Guide, the last one.
Oh, that's in Daegu. Daegu.
Daegu. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, these 2 books I made, it's really just to fill a void, to provide a service. Because now my content, when I created mine back in 2016, my desire is to create Black travel content because at the time, Black travel was just booming. Like it just started to blow up in the late 2010s, right?
Mhm.
And even to this day, you do see a lot more Black YouTubers, Black travel groups on Facebook and whatnot, right? But in terms of like compared to like say the white travelers, like, who majority you see in terms of the travel space, right?
Yeah.
You know, we're still pretty small compared to them. And I also believe that it helps, especially for first time African American travelers who travel outside the US for the first time, right? Who weren't military. It gives them like, you know, these books give them like a on the ground insight from a Black person who lives in Korea, who understands the culture a little bit more. It's kind of like a version of like a non-necessary version of the Green Book, like our grandparents used to have, basically.
Now, did you take your own photos?
Yes, I took all those photos. That was on me.
Oh, that's some nice. Yeah, I seen that's some nice photos.
Thank you.
That's some nice photos. Now, how did you get into Smash Brothers and tournaments?
Honestly, back in college, I used to go to them because my university, my school, we did it like, you know, weekly tournaments in a little game recorder. And then I also go to other tournaments in North Carolina too, right? In terms of Korea, there wasn't a Smash Bros. Scene because, you know, Korea, like most of the countries, they usually did like PC and mobile games.
Okay.
And you couldn't really buy a Wii U over here in Korea. It wasn't until Nintendo Switch came out when Super Smash Bros. Ultimate came out. That's when the Korea scene started to blow up.
So go ahead, Luke.
Now I was gonna ask him who's his favorite character to play with.
Samus, Greninja. Ooh, who else I use? Toon Link. I'll use Falco. I got a bunch of other characters to help me out.
For the people that may not know, can we explain what Smash Bros is?
Mm-hmm.
For the ones that can see and cannot see.
Yeah, basically, how can I explain it? Smash Bros is like the easiest fighting game on Nintendo. Like it's pretty much it's a game that's easy to learn but hard to master. Like anybody can pick up and play, really.
Wait, and that's the one with the different characters from all the Nintendo series, right?
Right, all from Nintendo series and recently other non-Nintendo games.
Now, are you still in tournaments in Korea, or it was only in over here in the States?
I went to a few in South Carolina while I was in university, but now I would go to the ones that held in Korea, up in Seoul, the capital.
Wait, so the rank is like a national rank that you have?
No, I don't have an actual rank. No, I don't really keep up. I don't think we have a ranking system over here. At least
Really?
my knowledge.
Nah, man, you gotta start whooping their asses out there.
Nah, I'm trying, man. But honestly, I haven't had a chance to practice much, man, because we don't really go to tournaments as much because of the pandemic.
Oh yeah, damn. So how's the culture out there?
Korean culture is definitely very conservative. They also like to drink. Like there's so many. Yeah, they love drinking. It's very common even pre-COVID. Like, for example, in the city of Daegu, downtown area, people will go weekends, especially nights, especially on the weekends and holidays. People go bar hopping, going to different clubs and stuff, going to get some soju, or in most cases, it was common for people to just go to like the local convenience store, like a 7-Eleven, grab the food, grab the snacks, grab some alcohol, and sit outside in front of the store, eat snacks, and talk all night and drink.
What's the go-to drink out there?
Of course, soju is the main one. Their Korean version of their Korean beer is called Cass, CASS. Is a very common one.
Cass. That's a Korean beer?
Yeah, it's like their Korean beer. Yeah, I believe it's more. Yeah, it's not really that good. It's one of those cheap beers that you drink when you're just eating with friends and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So, what's some of the best and worst foods that you tried?
Definitely Korean food wise, jimdok. Jimdok is like a steamed chicken dish of noodles, onions, potatoes, some garlic, and other dishes. Is really good. I'm also a fan of a dish called hot dog. It's like a street food snack, like a fried pancake dough with cinnamon, brown sugar, and depending
like a funnel cake.
No, seeds.
Will it be compared to a funnel cake a little bit or no?
I want to say yes, like a funnel cake in a sense.
Because I know in New Orleans they got the benet, but to me, was it?
Well, no, kind of like a benet. Yeah, there we go. Like kind of like a benet. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I always to me, I just compare that shit to a damn funnel cake. how it
Yeah.
tastes. Now, you have any tips for anybody that want to come to Korea?
Honestly, I say go for it, man. Right now, I mean, you can come, but honestly, due to the pandemic and their restrictions, the ever-changing restrictions, it's kind of hard to say, yeah, come to Korea right now.
What do they have to when you first get there within the first month? What do you think they should do to establish themselves? Like what to look out for? Anything?
One, you just got to remember that Korean culture, unfortunately, is all about Korea. So, unfortunately, there is still some xenophobia against all foreigners, especially during these crazy times with COVID. Two, especially as a person of color, you just got to realize that all foreigners get stared at, so you're going to get stared at too, especially as a black person.
Yeah, you're like 6 foot. You say you're like 6 foot, right?
Yeah, doesn't matter. Even tall, short, fat, thin, any non-white person is going to get stared at pretty hard because it's not something that they see or are used to.
Okay.
In a lot of cases, for example, previous jobs, I was there. Some of my students, I primarily focus on elementary, right? A lot of times, I was the first non-white teacher they had that they interacted with on a regular basis.
Yeah. That's definitely a culture shock for them.
That is a culture shock, but it's a good one because they need to be exposed and be
They
exposed
need it
right.
badly.
Yeah, because
unfortunately, one thing to know, especially with Korean culture, social media influence everything here. Like, for example, if there's a trending new cafe or theme restaurant, a bunch of Koreans will end up going to said restaurant and posting it on their social media. And then when the hype dies down, the business doesn't make as much as it used to during that hype.
Really?
And unfortunately, true story. I hate to say this though, but a lot of Koreans, what they see in terms of movies, TV show, a lot of Koreans, they think of Africa, all of Africa as one country, and also that everybody's poor in Africa.
Yeah.
Now, true. This is actually a true story.
but that you know what, and that's so sad. It sounds like the other culture we all familiar with too.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I remember one time, this is during when Black Panther came out, and I showed my students a YouTuber called Traveling Truth. He's a brother from America who did some YouTube videos about Africa, travel videos on Africa, right? And I showed them a clip about what Africa looks like downtown Johannesburg, Senegal. They didn't believe me that all Africa was wealthy. They think, oh, Africa's poor. That's a lie.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Americans still believe that. That's the sad part.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you're right. Now, would you ever move back to the States?
Hell no.
Damn.
Wow, damn.
Hell no. I'll come back to visit. I'll go back to clothes shopping, but no, I ain't moving
Please
back
tell
there.
us why. Please tell us why.
I didn't mention George Floyd. That's all.
Oh, that's a big one. So it's nothing like that out there. Like, no, like, how's the police out there?
Nah, the police ain't gonna mess with you unless you're the one who's causing problems, of course.
Okay.
Like any other country, like unless you're the one who's doing, causing problems, and of course, police ain't gonna bug you. Now another reason is also healthcare, because I ain't gotta worry about if I get sick or feel injured, I can just go to the doctor, get checked out, pay my bill, and go home.
Damn.
I ain't got pretty Jesus or whatever day is listening to me saying, can you please make sure it's not gonna be overly expensive.
That's sad. That is so sad.
That's wild. That's mind blowing though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely mind blowing.
Also another reason for me, at least, is like I just can't think of a good incentive to move back to the US.
Once you said healthcare, I understand.
Yeah.
Because your health is wealth.
Yeah,
no
health
matter
is
where
wealth.
you went in the four corners of the earth, health is wealth. So I understand once you said that.
Now,
at least I know, like, if I get sick or if I need a medication, I'm not going to go into debt just to pay off that hospital or Medicare. It's just that feeling of, not have to worry about my health as much. And also, I'm not going to lie, I feel more confident living abroad than I do back in the U.S.
Yes. Now,
like, for instance, like, I would never became an author. I wouldn't be sitting here right now in front of you guys if I stayed in the U.S. Because living abroad has made me more, I guess, creative. It's pushed me to try new things. Whereas if I stayed in the U.S., I probably would have been complacent. I would have been just as miserable like everybody else.
That's a good ass point right there. Damn, they didn't think about it like that. That's an excellent point. Now, where you shopping at out there? Like, where you getting? Because you're very tall. I haven't really seen that many tall Koreans out there.
I mean, they're all there nowadays because, Koreans are more healthy, they eat a lot, so they're more nutritious, right? In the younger years, so of course they're getting more taller.
Okay.
But in terms of clothes shopping, I just don't bother. I just don't bother. Now shoes,
Yeah, F them
you
clothes.
might get lucky. You might get lucky if you got big feet. I wear US size 12. So sometimes I get lucky, but no promises because they may not have it in stock. It's limited stock.
True.
I know
So
there's
do
a
you do a
place.
lot of online ordering?
Yeah, I do. It's just so much easier. Like, for example, if I want to go to Seoul, where I'm at, I'm in a rural town. That's like a 4-hour bus ride to to Seoul to go to a place like Itaewon, which is like a foreigner district, would have more, I guess, clothes for big and tall folk. But again, just to ride a bus for 4 hours plus subway, just go buy clothes shopping, it's just not worth it to me.
So, what about driving wise? Do you drive out there also?
No, you can't. If you have an international license, you can get a license here in Korea and get a car and rent a car out here. So that is possible. There are many foreigners who do have cars.
Okay.
Me personally, I'm not in a position to get a car right now.
Now, how's the driving like? Will you compare it to like? What would you compare it to like? In New York, they say New York got a lot of crazy drivers. Or
They got crazy drivers over here. Straight up.
Yeah. So how's the transportation, the public transportation? Is it overly packed?
Yes. Nowadays, yes, because in Korea, even I gotta admit, this is a problem. Like right now with the Korean government, they're saying bars, restaurants, you got shut down by 9:30. So at 9:30, especially in the bigger cities, right? All the subways are getting crowded and stuff, which is of course a big problem.
Yeah.
But even pre-COVID, transportation is pretty easy to get around, especially in the major cities. You can get the intercity buses, like their version of the Korean Greyhound. So it's easy to go from one city to another. You can get a car, you can rent a car if you want to, and of course you got lots of, especially Seoul, Daegu, Busan. I think Gwangju, they got subway systems too to get around.
What's the money conversion?
Depending on the timing, usually about $1 will get you about, I want to say about $1.20 or $1.50 sometimes in Korea.
Okay.
So your dollar can stretch, but again, it depends on where you go, what city you're in.
Gotcha.
I would say Seoul is the most expensive place to be in the surrounding Gyeonggi province, where they're at, in the northwest part of Korea. So that place is a lot more expensive. So it's kind of hard to stretch the money over there to do stuff. I mean, you can still have a good time, you can still do stuff, but it is a little bit expensive. Beef is very expensive. Like, how much? Like, for example, if I went to Costco one time, I saw beef, and most of the beef is imported too from Australia and the US. So that's why it's a little bit more expensive. Whereas pork and chicken is a little bit much cheaper here.
Okay. Yeah. Now, are you a wrestling fan?
What's that?
Are you a wrestling fan?
No, I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm not a big sports person.
No. So like, how do you pass the time out there?
Well, usually stay at home, play games, reading, traveling, especially in Korea nowadays. Started getting into baking. Now, for the sports fans out there, I highly suggest you need to go to a Korean baseball game.
Why is that?
Definitely suggest it. It's definitely worth it. Even though
I don't like. To me, the baseball is just so boring to me.
True, but I mean, just to say you've done it before, going to a sports game in another country, you can't. That's something you at least just try once.
True.
But fun fact, you can actually bring food inside the stadium too.
Man, you can't do shit over here in the US. I swear, man.
Yep. Now, like,
You can make
for real
dinner,
though,
bring it to the game.
For those who know, Korea has a massive fried chicken culture. So in pre-COVID, when I went to the baseball games, I saw people bringing the box of fried chicken inside the stadiums and stuff.
See, now you can't get better than that.
Yeah.
That's so everybody living except us.
I know.
That's why
Nah,
we
it's
got
true.
a whole
It's
picnic
true. I
at
think
the
that's
sports
why
game.
travel is so important. It teaches you more things. Like, growing up in the US, I used to believe that, America, we're the best. We're number one at everything. After living abroad for some time, going to other countries, I'm like, nah, we ain't shit, man. Unless you got money, unless you're making like $200K, you're wealthy, you ain't shit here in America.
Damn.
You ain't shit over here.
Now,
Is y'all internet censored down there?
No. Well, okay, let me lie. No, it's free internet, except the Korean government, they do block porn.
damn.
I don't know why. Just use a VPN. Just use a VPN. It'll be fine.
So you can't even get porn on your phone.
Nope. It was
I'm not
blocked.
coming.
Use a VPN.
I'm not coming.
Yeah, that's wild because I can't imagine watching the first scene of some porn and then next thing you know they cut it off.
Yeah. Unless you go to a love hotel, of course. Then yeah,
Love hotels.
yeah, love hotels. Like, hey man, I mean, it sounds funny, but you can't sleep on them. Like, they hit the spot. Especially, they're cheap. Especially like it's very common because Korean apartments they pretty have thin walls, so it's very common for couples to go get intimate. Of course, or
with their chicken that they're bringing in.
Head to a hotel room for the night.
It's like damn.
Well, it's nice. Some of those hotels
The
they
girls
are
come with
nice.
the room in the love hotels.
What's that?
The girls come with the room.
Nah, I wish.
Oh.
A man
Now-
can dream.
Now, have you learned? You said you only know the alphabet in Korea. In Korea,
I know most of the alphabet. Sometimes, like when you use different fonts, like for like graphic design stuff like that, that does confuse man times. But I'm still learning.
Oh, gotcha. So now I'm gonna ask you
Yeah, sure.
if you had any things to end the show out in Korean for us.
Man, one highlight, if you especially want to check out my Daegu book, they have the fried chicken and beer festival. That's one reason to come to Korea.
The fried chicken and bear festival.
Yes, you heard that right. Just that Ludacris album is a fried chicken
Exactly.
and beer album.
How
Yes,
like
there's a
what?
little festival for that music
Like, what is it?
festival. It's like a live music festival. It's free to enter, and of course you eat other Korean street food. But the main draw is like eat a bunch of fried chicken from the various vendors, from the various franchises and stuff, or the
So
independent
would
shops.
you say the fried chicken is good too?
Oh yeah,
Question. Which one is better?
in a lot of cases, yes.
Damn. Is
Yes,
it because
I'm one people on this? On the
is it because it
fried
has like less chemicals?
Yeah, less chemicals, I would say for sure, but also the different sauces and the flavors they have. Like one of my favorites is
I'm a sauce person, so talk to me.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so imagine this. They take your favorite part of fried chicken, dip it in this red chili sauce called yum yum sauce. It's like a spicy, sweet chili red sauce. It is so good, but it's so
I'm
unhealthy.
sold already.
Bro,
Sold
I'm telling
already.
you, man. Especially because of Korea, like when it comes to fried chicken, they're everywhere, dude. Like mostly other franchises of independent locations. Koreans love the fried chicken. Like you can find one almost every corner you go to in Korea, really. They're that popular.
I don't know why I didn't think it was like a big thing over there. Fried chicken, honestly.
Well,
I thought it
fun
was, like,
fact,
really-
is,
like,
you
really
know, like,
healthy.
actually, African American soldiers during the Korean War taught Koreans how to make fried chicken.
Fun
It's been
fact.
up ever since.
Exactly right. Damn.
Yeah, and
Now
honestly,
they love it.
the main reason it's so popular over there is because it's one, especially for the older generations, when they retire from the jobs, it's like pretty easy to open up a chicken franchise.
Yeah.
For
What about
Koreans,
it?
not for foreigners.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Luke.
That's that was something.
Oh, how's so open up any business out there is like fairly easy?
No, for especially Korea visa, like even trying to get another job outside of say teaching English is pretty difficult.
Yeah.
I think for one, you have to be married to a Korean, I believe, to be able to get I guess a license to try to open up your own business.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's not.
You ain't that much freedom.
I see. Yeah. Right. Damn.
Yeah. So definitely, if you're thinking about trying to open up a business in Korea, with any country in general, like you should always look at the visa laws. Like, what's the rules, regulations for opening a business if you want to? Like, I'm sure the other countries it's easier to do so, but other ones it's going to be harder. So make sure you do research on that front.
Yeah, definitely. Now, since we know you're a Pokemon fan,
Yeah.
have you ever captured a charting Charizard?
A
Charizard?
Charizard.
Thank you.
What now?
Have you ever? Go ahead.
Have you ever captured a Charizard?
Charizard. No, I mean I call it Charizard, but yeah.
It
What?
wasn't Charizarding.
Nah.
Luke, tell him what that is, sir.
The Urban Dictionary word of the day: Charizarding. When you light a girl's pubes on fire, put it out with your jizz, then flap your arms and say, "You don't have enough badges to train me."
Wow.
Use in a sentence, I want to evolve into a sexual chameleon, but I faint every time I Charizard.
Nah. Bro, I'm at my school. I hope nobody heard that shit.
The fuck he into over there?
All right, so you want to close? Anything you want to shout out before we close it out?
If you want to check out my books, The Black Traveler's Guide to Incheon, INCON, and The Black Traveler's Guide to Daegu, DAEGU. Find on my Amazon right now in ebook formats. I'm actually working on my next book. My next book is going to be a big travel guide for South Korea.
Okay.
Nice. It'll be a bigger book than the previous two ones. It's going to be a while for it's ready, of course. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok right now at the Blerd Explorer too.
Nice. Now, we close out our show with a quote from a wise team actually today. Mm-hmm. Cash rules everything around me. Cream get the money.
Dollar bill, y'all.
There you go.
Wu-Tang. Hey, Luke, get this out.
And as always, the whole team got to win.
Paper planes, Mary Jane, take a puff. We on our way. She the finest, Brian sidekick. We on the trip. And she my